Hey guys, okay, so it is Friday, October the 22nd, and this is your short biography. I've been putting in there, but Sandra, I appreciate that, I don't know how you say his last name, Cowper, Cowper. Yeah, that wasn't really a story of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, but that story spoke to me in that the things that you and I are going through, with just people beating us down, or the devil is just constantly beating us down. This has been going on since the beginning of time, and that was a sad story. But it was relatable. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so today is short biography on Queen Victoria, Fateful Leadership. Although she has been described as physically unpreposing, no more than 5 feet tall, stout, and plain, Queen Victoria, born in 1819 and died in 1901, succeeded in projecting a grand image not only through the British Empire but to every corner of the world. She holds the record as the longest reigning British monarch and the longest reigning female monarch in world history. And the ripples of her impact on Christian ideals of morality and ethics can still be felt today. Yet before ascending the throne at age 18, Victoria's will and independence were stifled under the influence of a highly sheltered environment in which she was systemically isolated from other children, governed by elaborate rules, and barred from encounters with anyone her handlers deemed undesirable. Victoria's mother and her mother's ambitious and domineering comptroller, John Conroy, designed this style of upbringing in an attempt to render Victoria weak and dependent. On one occasion, when Victoria fell violently ill, they badgered her in an attempt to make Conroy her personal secretary. The young heiress resisted. After she became queen, she banished Conroy from her presence and exiled her mother to a remote part of the royal residence, Buckingham Palace, which Victoria was the first monarch to occupy. After marrying Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, she evicted her mother altogether, determined to govern both realm and household without unwanted interference. The two women later reconciled through Prince Albert's intervention, but it wasn't until her mother's death that Victoria realized how deeply her mother had loved her, and she mourned her loss intensely. It was perhaps Victoria's intensity that drove and aided her to exert as much presence as possible over her government's actions, though her royal powers were constitutionally limited, and many of her political achievements took place behind the scenes and were only fully appreciated after her death, with the publication of her journals and other accounts. During her life, Victoria survived several assassination attempts and periods of public derision, but she also often enjoyed extreme popularity. As a devoted wife and mother of 9 children, and later as the black-garbed widow of Windsor, Victoria became a symbol of the family monarch to whom the middle class could relate. She was revered as the embodiment of domestic propriety, earnestness, and moral responsibility. Victoria's faith was suited to the rapidly modernizing world that would be ruled by the middle class who adorned her. She wrote approvingly of a Scottish church where she heard pragmatic preaching that being a Christian was not a thing only for Sunday, but for every action of her life. The Queen despised hypocrisy and pompous piety. She shunned lords and ladies who paraded their religion, yet scandalized the nation with clandestine immorality. She fought Christians seeking to outlaw public park concerts on Sundays, recognizing that the music gave relief to working-class families on the only day that they were unburdened by work. Prince Albert presided over the end of slave ownership in Britain, which he considered repugnant to the spirit of Christianity. It was during Victoria's reign that the British missionary movement became an active and powerful force in the world, and Victoria herself saw the British Empire as having a Christianizing influence that was marked by benevolence, toleration, and generosity. Bear with me, guys. She's trying to play while I'm reading this. Juliet, stop. Hey. She detested the idea of forced submissiveness in the church. No, hey. Urged on by Albert, Victoria issued an official proclamation during the Indian Rebellion of 1857 that guaranteed religious freedom. At home, she pushed through legislation to eliminate what she called bowing and scraping in Anglican interactions with the clergy. Queen Victoria stands as a bright example of a monarch who earnestly sought to improve the lives of her people while earnestly seeking her God. Like all children of God, she was not without her faults, but it is a testament to her integrity that the Christian ideals she strove to embody and promote are still considered some of the strongest defining characteristics of her era. And it is in part thanks to her leadership that so many believers around the world identify with those same ideals today. All right. Hope you guys have a great Friday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you. Bye-bye.